Good morning, everyone. Internet, podcast listeners, Facebook certainly. And welcome to a unique episode of How I Met Your Mortgage. And obviously, I see I've got some details to change there as well. I'm Adam Smith with Just the Tips Coaching, and with us, as always, is our marketing director and one of our other coaches, Jen Waybauer. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning.
And Jen, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually episode 18 of our third season of doing this.
It is.
Wow. All right. Well, I'll get that updated. And hey, Rocky. Good morning, man. Not that I haven't pinged with Rocky this morning already. I was supposed to be in Detroit this week, where Rocky lives, so we were gonna hang out some, but so be it. It is what it is. And you guys are used to us having a guest on the show that is going to give us their insight as to typically lead generation, although in the last couple of months, obviously, we've diverted off that path a little bit and talked about the state of real estate, mortgages, insurance, financial planning, etc. The people that Just the Tips Coaching focuses on when it comes to the pandemic and COVID-19, and how we're adapting and being malleable and making adjustments, and what our lead gen activities should look like in light of the current state of the world, or at least the last couple of months, versus our normal MO. And we did have a really great guest lined up for you guys today, a real estate agent local to our market here in Denver. If you're in Denver, you probably see her driving around in this enormous branded Suburban, Jen Bozarth. And Jen is not well, in fact, under the weather, to the point where she was going to make a visit to her doctor. So, Jen, we're sorry that you're not here with us, and hope that you are okay and that you have a speedy recovery. So Jen, Jen Waybauer, and I had been kicking around some ideas about what we think we should talk about today on the show and what that's going to look like. And don't get me wrong, I do think that there's some importance to discuss what's gone on with lead gen activity in the last couple of months. But Jen had some eye-opening thoughts, and I shouldn't say that this is, new revelation. Not that we're ever really coming up with all kinds of things that are new. We're just kind of reminding people what they should be doing for the most part. But video was a big one. And Jen, what do you think you're seeing as far as these people who need to be focusing on their lead gen? Primarily real estate agents, that's certainly the majority of our coaching client population. When it comes to video, what they're doing, maybe more importantly, what they're not doing over the last 8 weeks, and what should be going on going forward.
Yeah, we're not really seeing much of anything for video happening on social media on any of the platforms, be it Facebook Live, Instagram Live, IGTV, or just a high production video on Facebook. And there's so much content that people could be putting out there right now, continuing to show that they're an expert in their field. Doesn't have to be that you're in a house doing a live, which is what a lot of people are used to and they haven't been allowed to do, but talking about the current state of the real estate environment and what they see coming, and again, just being a voice of reason for their client base.
Yeah, that last one is certainly a big deal, and I know we've covered a lot of that in our weekly blog, the Weekly Little Tip. And for those of you that aren't catching that every week, feel free to use the text code scrolling at the bottom of the screen. It'll direct you towards those pieces of content. It's just a couple of minutes once a week. But yeah, not doing video. I mean, even like what we've done for, years now on the show, on our podcast with I don't know if it's a podcast, if it's a video cast. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's both. It's all of the above. If you're catching the podcast, it's audio only, but if you're catching it this way, it's a video cast. But you're at home.
Yep.
And here we are streaming some live video, and I'm at home streaming some live video, and we do this every Monday morning for half an hour. And I think a big piece of the puzzle that's been missed over the last couple of months is that the enormously important factor that we impart on all of our coaching clients about being constant and consistent has dropped off. We're probably seeing where a lot of people have not been regimented to the point where it's in my calendar every Monday, we're going to do our live show. Or in some cases, one of our coaching clients doing kind of a neighborhood tour. She introduces her audience to a new business every week. Is it every week?
I think she's doing twice a month.
Twice a month. But yep. It's regimented. It's regular. Right. It's scheduled. That kind of thing is paying dividends. It's in her calendar, so she gets it done. So I think the result may be that because things have been so unique, so one-off, we're dealing with a new world every single day, that people may be struggling with having their usual regimented, constant and consistent kind of activities. Do you think that that's playing a big role in the volume of video that we're seeing, or now I should say not seeing, from these people that we would normally expect?
Absolutely. I mean, 6-8 weeks ago, basically the rug was torn out from underneath all of us, and we had to create a new normal while we're waiting for whatever the newer normal is, which we still don't know what that's going to look like. It's coming out in phases. But I think another part of it is people don't realize that they have the technology to do this. They have the technology right in front of them. I mean, yeah, we have headphones and a mic, but you don't need a fancy microphone or headphones to pop on Facebook Live and talk to your audience. You need your cell phone and some decent lighting and imperfect action. Do something to start.
So true. Yeah, and I would be willing to bet that there's an awful lot of analysis paralysis going on out there, that people want to make sure that their video work is perfect. But when it comes to live video, or even when it comes to streaming live video, like what you and I are doing here with an open broadcast system, it's still live video. We are expecting you, as your audience, to make mistakes, to have your pandemic haircut on, to not be in full makeup. Not that I do that when we're doing our studio videos either. TJ, if you're watching, eyelashes, these kinds of things, right? We expect it to be authentic, I guess would be the way that I would put it. So, yeah, let's go back to this comment that you made, or these comments that you made about basically these people having everything they need. Certainly we could be doing Facebook Live video from our cell phones without any other equipment whatsoever. Lighting is important, but daylight's a great source. Maybe not today if you're in the Denver market. Don't let the San Francisco green screen behind me fool you. It's a gloomy day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But that's obviously rare in Denver, the sunniest place on the planet from what I've heard. So lighting is important. Your audio is adequate. Your video is adequate. Cell phones have great cameras. And yeah, not that Jen and I spend a fortune on podcast equipment like headphones and microphones, although we have bought them. They're relatively cheap. And I've got like a Craftsman or a construction work light in front of me, providing my light here, because obviously daylight doesn't help me out indoors. I don't know, that was probably $5 or $10, and that was actually a gift from a video workshop that I had done in California with Brian Stevens of the National Real Estate Post years ago. But it just keeps on ticking. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we could go on and on about hardware and software, proper lighting, proper audio, proper video, but we're not talking about doing high production video here. We're talking about people just doing video, period. If you've got the means to be doing it that way, by all means, do it that way. Look at Ryan and Jess Ayler, some colleagues of ours in Arizona. They're, for the most part, their entire lead gen activity is video based. And they do kick-ass videos, no denying, and they're still doing them.
Right.
You know, the last couple of months. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the volume of video that we're seeing from real estate agents, from mortgage originators, the majority of you, has not only been in a position where you need to be doing more, but it looks like over the last couple of months it's actually been less.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any hard statistics about it. You know, I'm watching my own news feed, as is Jen, and that's true of LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Insta, whatever. And yeah, I have to agree. It seems like the volume of video, which is so important right now, people glued to their computers, and people really wanting authentic connection when we can't do it in person, that I would think that that activity would be more robust, not less. And there's that word again for the rest of our team that's watching. I said robust again. I did. And I see David is watching. David, good morning. And David actually does comment that audio is very important, even more so than video. We'll watch a bad video, but we cannot listen to it when it has awful audio. And I would agree with that. So for those of you that are contemplating that, and David, thank you for the insight and the heads up, your cell phone, while adequate, and certainly for video, doesn't really have a stellar microphone when you get the camera far enough away from you to do video. So use your headphones, use your earbuds. We're big fans, and Jen, maybe if you can find the link and post that up for everybody. We love and have handed out dozens and dozens of $20 Maono lapel mics. I can't remember the exact lavalier mics. They're corded, but it's 100-foot cord. It works for your phone, your computer, your DSLR camera, whatever. And yeah, Jen, if you would post that link, David probably has one because he was at the Mile High Mastermind last year. I think we gave everybody one. Yep. But yes, please do step up your audio that way. No question. All right, so Jen, something else you and I had discussed that I thought you had some really solid insight on is, and you're obviously our social media guru here at Just the Tips. We do a lot of the coaching together when it comes to Facebook. You kind of pick up the ball and run with it when we cover things like Instagram and TikTok and those sorts of things, just because I'm old. Man, you're not.
I don't know. 30.
Getting older, no question. All right. But you had some other ideas on what these people could be doing with some downtime when it comes to social media. Why don't you elaborate on that? Because I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, now's the time to get onto those platforms that you're not already on, or at least start exploring them. If you're not on Instagram, you're going to miss out on an entire generation, ultimately. Millennials have moved to Instagram. Our parents took over Facebook, so we moved to Instagram. And now we're moving to TikTok and taking that over from the teenagers, which they're really not happy about, but that's okay. But if you're not on Instagram, especially something like real estate or car sales, like one easy way to share pictures. Instagram is all about your pictures. Hashtags are important, just like on any social media platform. Your caption matters a whole lot less than it does on Facebook. You need eye-catching photos. And if you're in sales, if you're selling a product like a house or a car, especially, you have such an opportunity to take great photos. So, and now's the time to get used to Instagram and get on it and use stories, because stories are integrated between Facebook and Instagram. So you throw it on Instagram on your story, it's on Facebook too. So it's half the amount of time for both platforms.
So we're going to get more social media posts by doing the same activity a single time.
Exactly. You can't go Facebook to Instagram, but you can go Instagram to Facebook. So all the content that you're going to put on Facebook anyway, put it on your Instagram account, and now you're reaching 2 audiences instead of just 1. So, and on top of that, TikTok's what I've been using my downtime to explore. it's an addiction for sure. There's nothing like it. A couple weeks ago, Adam and I were talking, and I said I think that YouTube and Facebook are going to have to find a way to compete with TikTok because TikTok is blowing up. Sure enough, 2 days later, YouTube announced that they're going to release a quick video platform of some sort because TikTok videos are only up to 60 seconds, and already YouTube is trying to find a way that they're going to compete with TikTok. TikTok's the number one app that is not owned by Facebook right now. So even though we think it's just teenagers dancing, there's some really great real estate professionals, sales professionals that are putting out tips to their audiences on TikTok. And it's just a whole other way to reach your audience, a more interesting way to reach your audience.
Oh, and artists and manufacturers and mechanics. And I've actually I've probably learned as much from TikTok in this short time that it's been in existence than I have from Instagram in its entire history.
Absolutely. And the really interesting thing about TikTok, so Facebook and Instagram will tell you when you put something up, if it has no interactions within 70 seconds, you might as well take it down because people are not going to see it. TikTok isn't like that. From the articles I'm reading, I haven't been on TikTok long enough, but you can post a video and months later it will quote unquote go viral because one person will see it and comment on it, and that's enough to trigger it back into their algorithm. So this content, it takes longer. TikTok videos do take a while to create. Anyone who does video editing knows that video takes a long time. But months later, you're going to see reach again. I posted a video. It was a personal video, but on Facebook and on TikTok. And I got 4 times the viewership on TikTok that I got on Facebook.
Right. So I do think that's important to make sure that everyone watching, everyone that's doing social media, everyone that's doing video tied to social media understands that while there's still a lot of similarity and synonymity between Facebook and Instagram just because of the same ownership, so on and so forth, that these other social media platforms, and TikTok in particular, as we're discussing here, have very different algorithms. So the traction that you're going to get on different social media platforms is going to be different, TikTok being very different. And obviously we're all used to how to address, how to manipulate, how to work the algorithm in Facebook, the edge rank in Facebook to our favor. So it is very, very different on other platforms, barring Instagram for now anyway, and that people do need to understand that the kinds of activity, the kinds of results, the kinds of traction that you're going to get on Facebook and Instagram, likes, comments, shares, etc., isn't going to be anywhere near the same as it is on TikTok. And that apparently the life of a Facebook post, video, whatever the case may be, is considerably shorter than it could be on TikTok.
Exactly.
Okay. So, and something really important I think that you mentioned is I can create a video for TikTok and put it on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Okay. What does that look like? How does TikTok make that possible?
So when you post something on TikTok, it automatically saves to your phone. So then it also gives the option after you post it to TikTok to post it to your Instagram story or your Instagram feed right away. It's all built in. The TikTok creators, like their platform is far beyond either Facebook or Instagram, the integration. I can text a TikTok straight to somebody as a text message. I can send it as a Facebook message. I can send it as an Instagram message. I can download it as a GIF. I can download it as a live video for iPhone users. I don't know if Android has live photos or not. But it also just it saves it right to my camera roll. So last night I posted one about all I want to do is get on a plane. It was a 10-second video, maybe. Posted it on Facebook, and because it was me being goofy and stupid, it got more interaction on Facebook too, because TikTok is so genuine, because people are just doing crazy, stupid things that people want to see the real side of you. It's such an easy way to take care of that 90% who you are. And you could throw out some sales tips if you want in the videos at the same time. But yeah, I just turned around and shared it on Facebook, and it got more interaction on Facebook than any of my recent Facebook posts had. So people want to see you being you, right, regardless of where.
And from a logistics standpoint, I want to make sure that everybody understands that you are organically putting that video into Facebook's native video platform. You're not sharing it from TikTok.
No.
Again, Facebook doesn't want you guys sharing things. One, if you're sharing something, Facebook already knows it is no longer original organic content. That's a no-no across social media platforms in general. And two, if it's a share, now we're giving somebody the opportunity to go to TikTok to watch your video. And again, Facebook doesn't want people leaving Facebook. So if you're focusing on what's good for your EdgeRank, what's good in the algorithm for Facebook, those are definitely two important things. One, Facebook has its own native video platform, and use it. And two, don't share. Facebook does not want shares, and Facebook certainly does. They give you the opportunity. Yes, we know it's one of their tools. They also do not want you giving your audience the opportunity to click away from Facebook. So a couple of really valuable bits and pieces in there from what Jen is relaying to you guys, what she's giving you here as a gift on doing TikTok videos and then using that same content again. Multiple platform content, just like she mentioned, using Instagram, translating over to Facebook, one piece of content, duplicating your efforts. Same kind of thing with TikTok, one piece of content, duplicating your efforts, but how to do it specifically so as not to have an adverse impact on your Facebook EdgeRank.
Right. And I will say, so right now, when TikTok saves the videos to your phone, it does have the TikTok branding at the top and the bottom with your username. And I will not be surprised if in time Facebook suppresses those videos that are branded with TikTok, because the Facebook algorithm is so smart. There are ways around that, though, that you can remove the TikTok branding and save it.
Well, and if it's downloading a video, an actual hard video, whether it's an MP4 or whatever the case may be, to my phone, I've got some cheap, free, I hope you guys wasn't cheap, free editing software on my phone, whether it's iMovie or Adobe or whatever the case may be. I think that's Adobe's is iClip. But I can crop that video and eliminate that kind of thing, no problem, before I put it into Facebook. Or Instagram also has a video platform, obviously YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. So I've got the ability, cheap, free, and easy, to manipulate those videos so that I can have a better impact on my Facebook EdgeRank if I'm going to go that route.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, and you know, it's funny because we always talk about how quickly our time whips by when we have a guest on the show, and we're certainly watching the clock tick down fairly rapidly, even when it's just you and me, and I get to spend a ton of time with you. So I don't know how time runs differently when we're live and broadcasting, but apparently time runs at a different pace that way. So in the few minutes that we do have left, and I'm not seeing any further comments from our audience, although that may be a result of Facebook or Live Producer or who knows. What other nuggets do you think we should be sharing when it comes to doing video, to certainly ramping up those efforts right now, to take advantage of what the consumer is doing during the current environment, which is essentially glued to the computer, the phone, the tablet, whatever. What other things in this video arena do you want our audience to have, a snippet of a handle on? Tell us about, Instagram's video. Tell us about YouTube's video. Give us, something else that we should be focusing on until we're back next week.
Well, social media aside, something we talked about pre-show was the canned videos for your clients, the process videos that are going to save you so much time as your business continues to ramp back up, as we figure out what this new normal is. Now is the time to get those videos recorded, to go to your clients to answer those questions that you're answering over and over for every file.
Yeah, true story. Certainly true in our business, and we've done that. Oh, I don't know. There are probably 8, 10, 12 videos that we shot in the studio. They're branded. They answer those same mortgage questions that people ask over and over, try and save us a little bit of time, and it does. I guarantee you that we're able to answer the questions in short videos that we would normally field hundreds of phone calls for. Real estate, no question there. Here's what happens now that you're under contract. Here's what happens now that your house is on the market. Here's what happens now that your home's been inspected, whatever. Insurance, I'm sure that's true. I'm going to struggle to figure out some hot triggers there. Financial planning as well. Cars, absolutely. How many times does a car salesperson sell a car and a day or two or three later, they're getting flooded with all kinds of questions, either about the process, about their financing, about that car, that particular make and model. Man, especially if you're in new cars, boy, you could so easily shoot a quick video showing how different controls in a vehicle happen. Mm-hmm. And when that customer calls you in 3 days and asks you, how do I turn on the rear defroster? You answer that call, you answer that question, or you've already sent them a video. Congratulations on your 2020 Malibu. I don't even know if Chevy's still making a Malibu. That's a poor example. But, here is a basic overview of the controls. You spend 5, 10, 15, even 30 minutes shooting, editing, processing that video. But how many times have you answered that same question over phone call after phone call? Just good time-saving activity. So yes, thank you, Jen, for throwing that one back out there as well. That one had escaped me.
Yeah, I really think everything we've talked about is getting back to basics. And a lot of people don't realize video should be part of your basics now. Video should be part of your basic lead generation, and just push play. I mean, your people want to see, if you're worried about your cat walking across the screen or your kid screaming in the background, like, they want to see that part of your life. They want you to seem relatable. I did a yoga class through a virtual setting like this last night, and my cat was running all over my face the whole time, and we're all just laughing because it's reality. And I think people are so scared of it not being perfect, but you don't seem relatable if you seem perfect. So,
for somebody that has animals, plural, period, you by yourself and a bunch of animals, I'm surprised we haven't seen any today.
I know.
Yeah.
They're all sleeping.
They're all sleeping. Yeah, it's a gloomy day here in Denver, so that makes some sense. All right, well, Jen, this has certainly been a unique episode. I'm glad that we're able to do this and kind of ad-lib our way through our podcast so that we certainly don't ever have to scrap an episode. And for those of you watching, this is pretty rare stuff. I only remember 1 or 2 episodes, and we probably do 40 or 50 of these a year in 3 years kind of thing. So we're well into 100 and some odd episodes of this, and I only remember it happening maybe one other time. So, not too big a deal. All right, so let's give you guys the tidbits, a little shameless self-promotion here. Again, Jen and I, and there is another individual involved with us, run Just the Tips Coaching. We do coach on lead generation techniques and tactics for people who have a direct-to-consumer sales gig, high-ticket sales gig, real estate agents, mortgage originators, car salespeople, insurance agents, financial planners, so on and so forth. We are not accountability partners. We're not communication coaches. We're not going to make you a better spouse. We're not going to make you a better lover. None of that. We're not even going to make you a better closer. Really, our activity is strictly tactical and tractional based on lead generation activities, whether that's contact management, social media, video. We do delve into some other things on how to build a business, and obviously the end goal for all of you should be to have a repeat and referral business, strict repeat and referral business, and have the opportunity to eventually make that business something where you can disappear for a month and your business still grows. That's the end goal for our clients for the most part. So if you want more information about us, if you want more information about the program, if you want to be on the show, How I Met Your Mortgage, if you would like to catch our weekly blog, the weekly Little Tip, if you would like a copy of my book, Just the Tips, that's going to mess with the green screen there. I love it. I just have that set to white. Nonetheless, if you'd like a copy of Just the Tips. For all of that, use that text code scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Text TIPS to 63566, and it'll ping you back all that stuff. And yeah, here we are arriving at 30 minutes. So, Jen, unless there's anything else you want to add, I'll run our extra and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good week.